Good morning. I again took a day off from recording yesterday. I felt pretty grotty for all the morning and into the afternoon. My neuralgia was flaring up a bit and headachy. I just felt crap basically. I'm pretty sure it was down to the weather or air pressure or something like that. But I feel much better this morning. John is coming home today. He'll be back home this evening, so I better tidy up as if I've had some mad party while he was here, which is not true actually. So I did lots of knitting yesterday. I finished, yes I did lots of knitting and lots of TV watching. So I finished the wedge I was working on with my dotted race shawl. Oh, my camera's a little bit high, just a moment. There we go. My dotted race shawl, and I remeasured how much yarn I had left, and I had 64 grams left, so I'd used 24 for the wedge, so I'm pretty certain I have enough for 2 more wedges. After the next wedge I'll weigh it again and see how much more yarn proportionately is used than the previous one, because you are increasing all the time, so it's not like I'm going to be using 2 lots of 24 grams for the next 2 wedges. It won't work out like that. What else? I finished the first of my Scare Me socks, although I'm not 100% happy with the toe. I'm going to have to, I haven't tried them on since I cast them off. Because I'm working top down and I've done Kitchener stitch, the toe is really like, I don't know, doesn't look as good. I haven't got another sock to hand as a toe up sock, even though it's the same amount of stitches at the end. So I'll try them on, and if I think I can get away with pulling them back a fraction, I might just take back a couple of rows and make them a little bit slightly wider at the end. But if they look okay, I just feel like if I put the sock on and you stretch it out, it's still got these little bumps at the end, which I suspect is more to do with the Kitchener stitch than anything else. But I'll try them on and see how I feel. I still have to pick up the stitches and pull out the cast on and cast it off stretch here. But that is one sock done. I have a shadow. It's the camera casting a shadow. The light has gone really weird. There's some weird cloud coming and it's bright and sunny at the same time, so the light coming in the window is a little bit strange. I am wearing my Halloween sweater today. I wore it yesterday too. I knit this last year. I can't remember the name of the pattern, but I'll try and remember to link it down below. But when putting it on, I did realise I haven't actually woven in half the ends on this, because I don't know if anybody's here who was here last year can remember, but I did all of my waist shaping wrong. I did it the opposite to what it should be. I don't know how or why I did it. So instead of coming in and going out, it kind of went out and then in. But it's subtle, so it's not that noticeable, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to rip it out and do it again. But there is colour work at the bottom of this sweater and I didn't really want to. End up not bothering, but I obviously must have at the time not woven in my ends because I wasn't sure what I was going to do. So I've got those to weave in later. What else? Oh, I finished the second of my mushroom wrist. Yeah, I was busy. The second of my mushroom wristies are finished. Again, ends to weave in, so I think I'm going to be weaving in ends later today or tomorrow. I also made some headway on my witching hour cardigan on the colourwork yoke. I'm almost at the same point I was when I ripped it all out. So it's all the patterny bit before you get to the bird skulls. I think we're just about, I think the next row is the first row of the bird skulls. So I got quite a bit of this done yesterday as well. Just watching a lot of movies. What did I watch? I watched Legends of the Fall. I watched a couple of episodes of Criminal Minds. I'd never watched Criminal Minds, so I was a bit shocked when I saw there were 17 seasons. And I watched the first 2 episodes and I was thinking to myself, you know, the main guy, he looks familiar and I couldn't figure out where he was familiar from. So afterwards, of course, I movie databased him and realised it was Inigo Montoya from The Princess Bride, and I was like, oh my god. So that was quite a surprise. Also, there seems to be a thing for 80s cult, well, not cult movies, but 80s movies, classic movies, the characters becoming like detectives and stuff in series later down the line to do with profilers, because Criminal Minds is like an FBI profiling type show, and I used to watch the program Profiler, and the male lead role in that, if I remember rightly, was one of the bad guys from the Goonies, the one that used to sing. So there seems to be a bit of a trend here. So yes, I did make a bit of headway with my witching hour. If you're not sure which pattern I mean, I'll try and find a photo. They're all in black and white, I'm afraid, so I'm not sure how well it'll show on camera. They're not going to show up at all. I'm a bit not with it this morning, a bit clumsy. I keep dropping things and such. There we go. So like I said, it's got these bird skulls on it, and I'm just about to start the very top line of the bird skull form the yoke on this. And this is a swan show, but I'm turning it into a cardigan. It's knit on DK weight, but I'm knitting fingering weight, therefore the yoke will be much smaller. And yeah, originally it was going to be a sweater, then I frogged it out and decided I'm going to steek it into a cardigan, so that's why I ripped it out and started again. I did think about just cutting through the sweater and decided it's going to look better if I just start at the beginning again, and I hadn't really done that. I'd only done about that much last time, so it's not a massive amount. If I'd done the entire yoke, that would be a completely different story. I would have just steeked through the yoke that I had done and just made it work. And it's sticky yarn, so I probably could have got away with it more without having a wide-ish steek, because one of the yarns is non-superwash Blueface Leicester and the other one is Shetland, so they kind of grippy anywhere, so I could have gotten away with a smaller steek in any case. What else? This morning I decided to pull out my recently made Flora sweater because I want to weave in the ends, and when I finished this I wasn't sure about the bottom of the sweater because I had brought in the waist shaping and then kicked back out just before the rib, because it's a bit of a cropped sweater, not super cropped but it's quite cropped. So I wasn't entirely sure what to do. I thought maybe I could block it out and what have you. Anyway, I tried it on this morning with the dress that I'm wearing currently, which is a hinterland dress, so it's relatively flary, and I decided I'm not happy. I'm not happy with it, and it's not just the bottom, and I haven't blocked it, but it's not just the bottom part where it kicks out that's the problem. It's the whole back of the sweater from the underarm down over. I have quite a sway to my back. I'm very hourglass shape, except for the belly, but we're going to ignore that. But I'm very hourglass shape and my back has quite a big sway to it. So once it gets past the yoke, the problem with it, even though I've done waist shaping, if this is the front and this is the back, even though I've done waist shaping, it's still at the back, it kicks out quite a long way and it sits on me very much circus tent like at the back. So when I tried it on, I kind of gripped it at the back and like took, like, you know, made as if it was like a big pleat in the back, and it fits so much nicer and looks so much better. So what I think I'm going to try doing, which I haven't done before, is I'm going to rip it back to, you know, just under the underarm, past the separating for sleeves, until I've got, like, you know, a little bit. And then I think I'm going to do a rapid, well, not too rapid, I'm going to do waist shaping, but I'm going to do increased rate of waist shaping on the back side of the sweater. I'm not going to put them in the back of the sweater itself, because although it is black fluffy yarn, it would still be noticeable. You'd still see like your SSKs and such like. So what I will do is rapid waist shaping on the sides, but with more decreases on the back than on the front, because the front doesn't need decreasing. And I won't be doing the increases again before the rib. I will just keep them as decreases. I'm quite happy with the length, so I'm going to measure what my lengths are from the underarm to the rib, and then the length of the rib. But I am going to do more decreases on the back, and I need to take out quite a chunk. And which is the back and which is the front? This is, I'm sorry, I'm jabbering. It's the thought processes this morning. So this is the back of the sweater, and I found I could take out this much of the back. That's like doubled, and it fit really nicely. So I need to work out how many stitches is there, and then work out an even rate of decreases on the back sides, on the sides, but only the back half, and put them in on top of including how many decreases that I've done. And I'm really going to struggle, I think, to see where my decreases are. I think last time when I was counting rows, I've had to, yeah, if I hold it up with the light behind it, I can see how many decreases that I've done, and I will also add them in and take that into account when I re-knit the bottom of the sweater. It shouldn't take too long. I mean, this was knit on 5mm needles, I think, and it's just stockinette. And the rib, it didn't take long either, because I've done a 1x1 broken rib. I think I've heard it called something else, half rib or something like that. But it's basically, it's one row of 1x1 rib, and then the following row is just knit, and then the following row is 1x1 rib. And I really like the look of and the effect of a broken rib. I like the look of it because it looks different, but the effect of a broken rib is that it hangs straight, rather than a rib that tends to pull in and be stretchy. It'll stretch out, but it pulls in, and I don't particularly like that on the bottom of a sweater. I think it works okay on a longer sweater, but on sometimes if you're having a crop sweater over dress, you just want it to sit straight, and then your dress can flare out from that, and a broken rib just sits straight, just straight down from your knitting, which I really like. I think I did I do broken rib? It's so fluffy and dark, this yarn, that I can't even tell what type of rib I did on the cups. I think it was just regular rib, like the top of the neckline, and then I did like a little, I made it curl out slightly, but the bottom of the sweater is broken rib. I am running out of breath now after all that chatter, and this is really long. I am so sorry, this is going to end up being a longer video. I guess it makes up for those couple of videos that were really short. I try to keep them relatively long, sort of like so you can get more than one Vlogtober video in during coffee break. So I'm trying to keep them relatively long, but I suspect this is going to be on the slightly longer side. Today I am just going to have a bit of a tidy through, basically put stuff away. I've got laundry to put away, and I've got some laundry to do and things like that. I also want to get like some yarny bits finished up, and I'm not sure what else. There's a couple of things I could do, but I don't necessarily have to do today, like sewing some more on my dress, but it's quite cold up there. The wind is cold today, so it's taking a lot of the heat out of the house. Same within the kitchen, because of the direction of the wind today. The kitchen is really cold. When I was in the, well, it's been colder. I was in there half an hour ago, and it was 13 degrees Celsius, which is around, I think, double it and add 30, 26, 56, around 56 degrees Fahrenheit-ish. Kind of rule of thumb is double it and add 30, but my brain's not working very well today. So around 56 degrees-ish Fahrenheit. So it's a bit nippy in there this morning. So I'm not sure what I'll be doing, if I'll be doing anything in there, because I do have more apples I need to process. We had quite a few apples blow off the trees during the strong winds we had the other day, so we shall see. I actually got some Happy Mail this afternoon, not Yarny Mail. I don't need any of that at the moment. But I've got a very heavy small box here. My tulip bulb order has arrived. Finally. I caught my tripod. It has been several weeks. I haven't actually looked through it yet, so to find out if everything I've ordered has arrived. I have a cat here who's going to try and eat this box because she loves chewing boxes. I ordered quite a lot of bulbs. Well, for a couple of years now I've wanted to plant a load of really colourful bulbs all over the garden. Well, not all over the garden, we have a very large garden. And finally this year I ordered a load of bulbs to plant. So, I don't know if there's a packing slip in here, because I can't remember off the top of my head what I ordered. I don't think there is. I think I'm just going to have to get my email on my phone and find it afterwards. Oh, that's disappointing. There isn't pictures either. Okay, I'll have to whiz through them. So if you know your tulips, you'll know what they are. We've got, tell you what, I'll put little photos on the screen here as I read them off. We've got Tulip Finola. We've got Salmon Dynasty. Artist. Purple Doll. Parrot Prince. These feel a little bit damp from all the rain we've had. Magic Lavender. Mystic Van Eyck. That's probably completely pronounced wrong. Blend Mix. Oh, Orange Blend Mix. Oh god, there's loads here. Oh, there was some free Tete-a-Tete Narcissi that came with my order. Purple Prince. I'm sure I just mentioned that. Maybe there was 2 bags. There might have been 2 lots of a few. Menton. Mistress. Greenland. Another bag of Greenland. Spring Green. Pink Vision. Doll's Minuet. Mariette. Mango Charm. I didn't specifically order all these types, but I ordered some multi-packs that came with various tulips in them. Rococo. Pink Blend Mix. Purple Blend Mix. Texas Flame. Princess Irene. Red Blend Mix. And finally, Apricot Parrot. So there is quite a lot here. Like I said, I didn't order all these named ones specifically. Some of them I did. Let me raise this back up. Some of them I did, but most of them came in like a collection of purples and oranges, or like a collection of pinks and reds, that sort of thing. So there's quite a lot here. I have my work cut out for me in a couple of days time when we have some decent weather. I also have 2 bags of daffodils to plant out too. It's a little later than I would have liked, but I didn't want to be digging up my daffodil bulbs to plant tulip bulbs, so they'll all be getting planted out at the same time. So yes, that's my very heavy, a lot of Happy Meal. I've gotten all wet and windswept fetching the laundry in. The weather's been decent most of the afternoon, and then 5 minutes after I hung out my washing, it chucked it down. Of course it did. I left it out for a little while after it rained, so it would help blow it a little bit, but then it rained again, so I had to dash out in the rain. Isn't it just the way? So I did redo the toe on this sock. I actually pulled it back to the point where there was 10 stitches at the tip rather than 8. I did 8 because that's how many I usually cast on with for a Turkish cast on. It's still got these like pointy ends. Like I said, I think that's mostly to do with the fact that it's Kitchener stitched. And why is the last stitch on a Kitchener stitch always awful? It always looks terrible. You have to kind of like fudge it with your end, with your tail. I did try it on, and the reason I shortened it was, first of all, it was a little too pointy, and secondly, the toe was longer than I needed it to be anyway, so I made it a little bit shorter. And in doing so, I realised, I don't need to pull out the cuff for this, the cast on for this sock. It's fine. It's fine. It's not tight or snug or anything. It's just different to what I'm used to. So when I cast on the second one, I will cast on with a bigger needle, simply because I want it to be more like it would normally be. But like it's just it's not pulling into my leg or anything like that. It's just that it sits. It doesn't even sit tight or anything. I mean, I could stick my fingers down the sides like you would check your collar on your cat. It's nothing like that. It just feels different to put it on. And I've gone all squeaky. So yes, I've done that. And I pulled out the body of my Flora sweater. So we are back up to underarm length. Let's see, how far past underarm length are we? We are less than an inch. Here's the underarm joint there. So we are less than an inch. It took a little while, but at least with this yarn, because it's fluffy and it's a little bit grippy, that I basically I didn't pick up the stitches before I pulled it out. I just pulled out the body to the length I want, and then I was able to slip the stitches straight onto the needle. There was only one where it kind of dropped through one stitch down, so I was able to put a progress keeper on the back of that till I knit around and picked it back up. And I even wove in the ends on my wristies. So I have been busy doing yarny things this afternoon. What shall I do next? I need to sort out this laundry that's now damp, and I think for tea, I think I'm going to perk up a frozen pizza, to be honest. I don't really want to cook tonight, not when John will be coming home in a bit anyway, so I just want to eat and then get on with my evening. So I have a frozen pizza. I think it's one of the new little frozen ones. We had a different flavoured one 2 or 3 weeks back. Wasn't impressed, to be honest. So that's why I'm going to perk this one up. I have some halloumi in the fridge. I might put some halloumi on it, and I've got a yellow pepper that's could do with cooking, so I might put some chopped yellow pepper on it as well. Keep it simples, and it's not overly large. It's about 10 inch on its own. It'll be fine. Holidays are for just being a bit indulgent. So yes, I'm going to have that, I think, but that'll be in a little while.